guys, it's me again. I am here with Mia. Mia's my full body silicone baby Ella by Jennie Lee. And I am here to chat about the Rose Doll Show and to specifically maybe answer the question. This wasn't posed by anybody, but you know, is the Rose Doll Show worth the cost? Okay, so I wanted to chat about that. And I guess, why go to a doll show in general as well? Why would you go to a doll show when you can purchase these babies, most of the time just directly from the artist, through eBay, through different auctions. And so I guess, I guess there are a few reasons, let me talk about why go to a doll show at all, and then talk specifically about Rose Doll Show and the cost. And I'm going to change Miss Mia out of this sleeper. I'm going to change her into this Ralph Lauren newborn size sleeper. It's purple with this like adorable ruffle here. I've had this sleeper for a long time and I absolutely adore it. I think this is so cute on so many babies. It's a newborn size. It looks like it's going to be big on her, but this always happens. Like I'll put the clothing next to the baby and it looks like it's like as tall as the baby, but then once it's on, it looks like it's okay. And it's footless, so we'll give it a shot. But yes, I think the big reason to go to a doll show, if you haven't been to one, is to meet other collectors and to meet the artists. It's really about, I think, just getting a chance to hang out with people who share the same love for the hobby. Now, you can definitely accomplish that aim as well by going to local meetups or trying to organize a meetup locally as well. But I feel like the Rose Doll Show is, it's like that local meetup on steroids because you get to see so many different collectors. You get to meet the different artists who create these amazing babies, and you get to see all of these babies in person, and you can really appreciate and see the art up close, which is so fun and so awesome. And especially if you're new to the hobby and you're not sure what baby to get, or what you want to get, or anything like that, and you're still kind of figuring it out, I think going to a doll show is really helpful, and it can be a great way to do that. So okay, I'm just going to unzip this all the way, and it's kind of a kimono style, and oh my gosh, I can already tell this color is so beautiful on her. Okay, so I think to meet people and network is like number one. A second really good reason to go to a doll show is to take a class. Now, if you're, this is one of those, rewarding and the art of painting silicone is something that I think for a lot of people it's self-taught, like they'll follow tutorials, but I do think there's nothing like actually getting to take a class and getting to work with an instructor, and in kind of, I think there's just so much benefit to that. Okay, I'm getting really confused now on how this buttons. Okay, I'm just going to start at the top and kind of work my way down and hope that the bottom, the legs, it kind of figures itself out. I don't think this is a gown, but I'm getting confused on where the buttons go. So, oh, this is so cute. Okay, so this makes me like wonder if unzipping the whole thing was a mistake or not, but we'll hopefully figure it out. Oh, here we go. Here's a foot. Okay, I'm following it now. This is all making sense. Okay. So yeah, taking a class is awesome, and especially if you've never painted a reborn before, if you've always wanted to learn, and even if it's not something you're planning to really do a lot of, I think it can really give you a whole new appreciation of the art. So, and that was actually the reason I first started to learn, that I wanted to learn to paint, because I just fell back in love with this hobby, and I wanted to kind of appreciate it from a different, I guess, aspect. So that was one of the reasons I decided to learn how to paint. And I'm never going to be, like, I will never ever plan to be an exhibitor at the Rose Doll Show. I'm really a collector first and foremost, and the painting for me is more secondary, and it's truly a hobby. But it does help you really appreciate the art from a different point of view, and it's just fun, and it's a great outlet. And so going to a class can be just a great way to learn. Okay, hold on, guys. Doesn't Mia look so cute in this? It's a little large on her, but you know, there's a lot of room, but it's adorable at the same time. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I love this color on her. Okay, sorry. Quick, quick off-camera hug. Oh, she's so cuddly in this. I love it. Okay, so yeah, so getting to take a class would be a second reason, and that's something that you can't really easily do when you're not at a doll show. A third reason to go to a doll show is there's something really, really special about adopting a baby in person. And there's a reason why I decided to do this video with Mia, because I adopted Mia at the 2018 Rose Doll Show. If you guys watched my video footage, and if you haven't seen it, I'll find that video and link it below. I'll try to remember to do that when I'm editing this. But yeah, I mean, that feeling of, you know, I was like waking up early, running to Jennie Lee's booth, like this is the baby I wanted, this exact one. And I really had my heart set on her, but I was really, really nervous about whether I was going to be able to bring her home. I wasn't sure if Jennie would just quote me a price outright, or if I'd be able, or if I'd have to do an auction for her. But I was so happy when she quoted me a price, because you know, it would have been really hard to, you know, shop for other things, not knowing if I had spent this money on her or not. So I'm really, really, and just that feeling of being able to pick her up at the show and carry her around and show her off, it was just unbelievable. It was just so special to be able to adopt a baby at the show. So one of the reasons I'm trying to be good and not buy any more babies, because I've already bought 5, or I have 5 coming this year, is because, you know, I want to leave, you know, sort of room and space for maybe falling in love with a baby at the show. This year, the big difference is I'm not going in with any preconceived notion of, you know, what baby I want to get, or, you know, what I'm looking for exactly. But I'm just there for the excitement. And even if I don't end up adopting a doll, I won't consider it a waste of time or anything to go. Because really for me, the thing that I enjoy the most about the Rose Doll Show is just really getting to hang out with the collectors. And so, yeah, so I think adopting a baby at the show is just really, really special. And it's really cool because you can actually see the doll. You know exactly what you're getting. That's one huge benefit than if you're buying online, because there's always that chance you could maybe be disappointed when the baby comes and it's not exactly what you expected it to be from the pictures, or how it's weighted, if it's a reborn. And side note, we should all learn how to reweigh our babies and know how to weight them to our preferences. I think that's one of those things that is a good thing, and it's a good skill for every collector to have. But just little things like that can really affect your bond with the baby. Or if the doll has a strong scent, for example. I've spoken out about this before, where there's some babies who have a super strong scent, and it was just too much for me. Now Mia has a very slight baby powder scent, but it smells awesome. Like, she smells amazing. So I'm not talking about her because I love the way she smells, but I'm talking about some other babies that have like a really, like, that I've had reborns that, you know, I don't know if it's that Wonder Wafer, but it's just too strong for me. And I can't even put them in dolls that I ship out because it's just overpowering for me, and it's just too much. So anyway, I don't mean to digress. But yeah, but at the doll show, you can see exactly what you're getting with that baby. You know, there's no surprises. You know, I guess the drawback is usually you're not going to get a huge box opening with, like, you know, lots and lots of goodies. That's, you know, typically, you know, not what you'll get at the show. But, you know, usually the mommies will send an extra outfit. And in the case of Mia, Jennie sent over she's actually sent over a whole bunch of outfits and her birth certificate after the fact. So she didn't have all that stuff with her at the show, but she mailed it to me later. So that was really, really nice. But I don't personally care about all of that. I think if I have the baby at the show and I'm carrying it around in my arms, it's just something so special about that. So that's something that I really, really love about the doll show. It was so awesome to adopt a baby in person. The other, you know, awesome thing about the show is all the events. So it's not just getting to hang out with collectors in the lobby, you know, after all the festivities are done, but the events are really, really fun. I mean, obviously there's the expo show floor, but, you know, the baby shower and, you know, I guess the last couple of years it was an ice cream party. I think this year it's a tea party. Um, and the awards banquet, those are all really awesome events, and it's just really, really cool to kind of get together as a community and to celebrate the artists, and especially with the awards banquet, and all the people who enter the contests. It's really, really awesome to just have kind of a forum where we can recognize artists for just a job well done and just for incredible artistry in their work. So that was something that I was thinking about, like, just that whole experience is very hard to replace if you're not at the doll show specifically. Okay, so to my second question, or my second part of my topic around, is it worth the cost? I mean, I think it is, because I mean, all for all those reasons I just mentioned. I always come away from the show just renewed in my love for the hobby. Last year, I went into the show feeling like I was in a little bit of a collecting slump. Like I was just feeling like not that into my babies for some reason. And, we'd gone to Hawaii. My cousin had passed away. There's just a lot of stuff going on in my life at the time. But then, going to the show, like, all the excitement just came back. It came back to me, and just so manifold. So there's just something about the show that's just so awesome. You get to meet people that you maybe just watched them on YouTube before. Like for me, it's so cool, like the last couple of years, getting to hang out with Stephanie and Jackie, and I got to meet Kelly Maple both years, and Mariah's Reborn's one. These are people that I've watched on YouTube, and it's like really, really cool. And I'm super excited about this year. Hopefully, some of the ladies that haven't that I know that hadn't made it out to the show the last couple of years might be there, which would be really, really cool. But I think it is worth the cost. In terms of what it does cost, and it is a significant amount. There's obviously the airfare or transportation to get there. So, if like for me, that's like several $100s. I'm coming from California, so it's not terrible. It's not like coming from international where that could be an $800 or $1,000 flight, but it is probably like maybe let's just call it $350 or so, round trip. And then hotel. I think the Rose Doll Show rate, I think, is around like 120 a night. So times that by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 5 nights, ends up easily being about $600 or $700 just for hotel. So we're right around 1,000 between like airfare and hotel. And then there's all the, the like a class cost. Classes are expensive, I mean, no doubt. So if you do decide to do a class, and let's say it's a 2-day class, most of those 2-day classes are probably going to run you, say, in the $300 to $400 range. The silicone painting class is more. Well, let's just call it $400 for classes, okay? And then for your event tickets, showroom floor tickets, and all of that, let's just say that runs you another, I can't think off the top of my head, but let's just call it $250. I think it might be more than that now, but so you're talking about $650 just for all the event tickets. So that's $1,650, and you haven't even eaten anything yet at that point. So let's add a few hundred for food. I'm just rounding up here, so it's a couple thousand, and I think that's about right between the lodging, the event tickets, the cost. I haven't really counted rental car because I think, you could probably just take an Uber back and forth. If you want to rent a car, that's obviously going to be more expensive. So we did rent a car the first year because we came with the whole family. We'll probably rent a car again this year. Mainly because with car seats and, having to deal with 2 car seats and stuff like that, it's easier if you just have a rental car. So, so rental car could be another $400 or $500, and so yeah, it all just really starts to add up. So you're talking about 2,000 or 2,500, and you haven't even bought anything yet at the show. And most of us don't leave the show empty-handed. We're gonna bring spending money, so and that's completely up to you how much you want to allot for that. I would definitely recommend that if you want to adopt a reborn, and you're not trying to go after a Sylvia or a Jackie baby, because a Sylvia or a Jackie baby is going to be a couple thousand. So, you really need to account for that. And if you're going to adopt a silicone baby, that's going to be several $1,000s. So you have to kind of factor that in. But if you're just looking to adopt a reborn, like a moderate priced reborn, you can find a reborn in the three to 600, 3 to 700 range. So, and then maybe you want to buy some outfits and whatnot. I think $1,000, like if you're, I would try to budget about 1,000 if you can for actually spending money. I didn't give myself a strict budget, and it's probably a good thing because this little girl blew my budget out of the water probably for the rest of the year, and that's also why I didn't really buy any babies. You didn't see any box openings ever since I got Mia home because she was such a budget buster for the year. So yeah, that was kind of my own personal situation. But my first year at the Rose Doll Show, I did not buy any babies. I bought outfits, I bought other things, but I did not actually buy any babies because, yeah, I just didn't see anything that grabbed me that, like, I felt like I had to bring home. So, and this year too, if I don't see anything that I really need to have, I'm not going to feel like pressured at all because I'm really there for the experience. I'm there for just the opportunity to see my friends, make new friends, just appreciate the art, just enjoy the ambiance, have a ton of fun. And for me, it's definitely worth the cost. It is not an inexpensive show. What you can do, if you are, a YouTuber, is, just treat it as a business expense. Like this is part of kind of your networking professionally. And if you end up filming videos while you're there, like, I would just write off all of that cost as a business expense. And so that can help justify it a little bit. Or if you're a doll artist as well, you can definitely write off all those costs as a business expense. So just something to keep in mind. So but that makes it a little bit more palatable to foot the cost. But even if you're just a collector, I think it's totally worth it. It is not inexpensive, of course. And I guess, if you're an artist and you're just purely looking at the dollars and cents, yes, maybe it would be less expensive just to continue to paint and sell on your own. But there is something really, really nice about going there, supporting the art, getting to know collectors, and seeing what other artists are doing and getting a chance just to network and make friends. I think that's so valuable in and of itself. So some of my favorite artists, I wish they would go. It'd be so great to see them. But a lot of them that, for example, only sell on eBay, like Samantha Rose Harker, and, I haven't seen her there at the show last few years. Haven't seen Melissa George there. Haven't seen, quite a few people actually. I don't think Claire Taylor has gone to the Rose Doll Show. I'd love to meet her. I'd love to see her work in person. But yeah, I mean, Andrea Arcello hasn't gone. So, a lot of these artists that I've purchased from, they haven't gone to the Rose Doll Show, and it would be so nice if they went. But anyway, I know it's an expensive cost and you have to kind of balance that with the time. And I know it must be stressful to be a vendor because you have to paint all these babies in advance to sell. But I think it's great exposure for your work, and you get a huge audience of collectors coming in to see your work. And I just think it's a lot of fun at the end of the day. So you don't have to deal with shipping the baby. That's a huge plus. I'm sure that, like, I don't know, for me, that's like one of the pet peeves. Like, I hate having to photograph the baby and having to ship it off and all of that. So anyway, those are just some of my thoughts, but I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. If you've been to the doll show, what do you guys think? Do you think it's worth it? Is cost a big prohibiting factor to go to the doll show? If you haven't been before, would you try to go to one in the future? Yeah, please leave me a comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me give you a quick shot of Mia at this angle. Because she's such a cutie pie and this little purple sleeper. She's just adorable. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.